the goal of chiropractors is to align the spine. And the reason they want to align the spine is because when bones are out of place in the spine, of course I'm exaggerating with this, but when bones are out of place, the nerves that emanate from between the bones get interfered with, and the nerves that are going to wherever they're going in the body, because the signal is disturbed, it can cause some disturbances in those areas potentially. So chiropractors in general try to find out which bones are out of place, and then they put the bones back in place with their adjustments, which is great. Like I said, chiropractic is awesome. I do this thing called zone healing, and this is how it works. There's 6 systems in the body, and here they are: the glandular, eliminative, nerve, digestive, muscular, and circulatory are the 6 systems in the body. And every cell in the body is involved in one or more of those 6 systems. Mm-hmm. So basically, every cell in the body is covered by these 6 systems of the body. So if these 6 systems of the body are balanced, that's good. If one or more of these 6 systems is not balanced, then it would be nice to find out which of those 6 systems is not balanced and balance them. This is how zone healing works. There's points in the back of the skull, and the points in the back of the skull relate to the 6 systems through nerve connections. So when I feel the back of someone's head, I can see which of these 6 systems are balanced and which are not. Then I want to go about balancing them. So there's specific points in the spinal cord that I stimulate through what would be similar to a chiropractic adjustment, or just like a chiropractic adjustment. And those specific points that I'm stimulating, when they're stimulated together and stimulated properly, they balance out the system in question. So for example, if I feel the back of someone's head and I find the digestive system needs balancing, mm-hmm. I work on these 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4 points, which are on that chart, when you stimulate them properly, it balances that system. And if I wanted to work with the muscular system, for example, I work on these 4 points, which are 4 different points to balance the muscular system. How exactly it works and why it works is a long neurological and anatomical conversation that I'm not going to bore you with. But if anyone really is super curious, we could do another one and I could really explain how it's all connected with the spinal cord and the brain and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But that's the basics of it. When people's bodies are not balanced, they say, oh, well, it must be something physical. I must have hurt myself with a trauma, or maybe I'm eating the wrong food or whatever. And I'm not, excuse me, I'm not saying those don't play a role, but I would say that 90-something percent of what unbalances the body is from what you might call an emotional level. And when the emotions get unbalanced, so to speak, it reflects right in the body. Now, I take that to the next level and say that 90-something percent of the emotions that are negative, that affect the body in a negative way, are emotions that got impressed upon you between birth and 7. Those are the big years. Because between birth and 7, your subconscious mind is wide open to everything around it. When you're roughly 7 years old, your conscious mind really starts developing, and it protects your subconscious mind. But when you're born till you're 7, your subconscious is wide open, and everything that happens around you, good, bad, and indifferent, gets accepted by the subconscious as fact. And even though you're an adult, you're still seeing the world through those same old subconscious ideas. And some of them are positive, which is great. But the negative ones, which had a negative effect emotionally, does often reflect itself in the body later, and that's what I find. So to address that, I've developed certain visualizations, which I often do with patients before I adjust them, to kind of reroute some patterns in the subconscious, so the balancing they get from the physical adjustment lasts longer, put it that way. I'm often known as the chiropractor to MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu stars. But it's just a part of my practice. I take care of anyone. I take care of pregnant women. I take care of little kids. I take care of elderly people. I take care of men, women. I take care of anybody. And a portion of my practice are martial artists, from the best pros in the world, the best MMA fighters, the best jiu-jitsu guys on this planet, to guys who are just recreational martial artists. Myself, I'm a black belt in Oyama full contact karate. Let's see, I'm 41, I'll be 42 in a couple weeks. But when I was in my early 20s, I fought all over the world on a world-class level in Oyama full contact karate, which is basically just a branch of Kyokushin karate. And I trained and I got my black belt from Soshi Oyama, who's like, you know, one of the greatest karate masters ever, as far as I know. And I also spent a lot of time training with John Machado, and I did get a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from him, another amazing master. So I guess because I'm kind of in that vibration of training and martial arts, I've attracted a lot of martial artists to myself.